Hi, it's Kevin here. Time for another how-to in my series of how-to videos. So today we're going to take a look at task response. Now this is the first of the criteria which the examiners work on when they assess your task 1 and 2. So we're going to take a look at the criteria. We'll go through what the examiners do, how the process works. We'll take a look at what task response actually means, because a lot of people don't really know or are unsure as to what task response actually refers to. In fact, this video is in response to a request by a student who was asking me about the criteria and how all these things work, etc. So we're going to go behind the camera. I've got the criteria, I've got a couple of examples, and we'll take a look and I'll show you exactly how to master task response.
So, task response, let's have a look. So, all the things I'm going to be talking about now come from the official criteria. This is what the examiners use, so you can see exactly what the requirements are, and I've got some examples to show you for 3 or 4 different question types. Okay, now as you know, for criteria, and some people find task response to be confusing because they're not quite sure what it refers to. Well, we'll take a look. Let's break it down, look at the keywords, and we'll see. So we'll start with a 9, work our way down. So to get a band 9 in task response, we have to address all parts of the prompt. So if it's a discussion and it says some people think this, other people think that, what's your opinion? You have to include both views and give your opinion. You have to analyze the key words. We'll take a look at some examples in a second, but you basically have to make sure that so every essay says write at least 250 words and give reasons and examples based on your knowledge and or experience. So that's what you have to basically do. Now if we consider the rest of the keywords, you want a clear, fully developed position. So your answer to the question must be clear and directly answer the question. Again, we'll see what this means in a moment. Now, the main thing, I mentioned this in my last how-to video, how to generate ideas. And a couple of students in the Telegram channel group and the Facebook group were saying, yes, but ideas, it's not just about those, it's about grammar, vocab, and the correct number of words in a sentence, blah, 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 which is basically not quite true. Well, it's completely not true. In fact, the main thing the examiners want, and this is the same for the speaking section, they want clear, effective communication. So if you don't have any clear ideas, how can you effectively communicate your ideas if you don't have any? It's not a trick, it's that simple. Ideas. This is why the planning stage, analyze, think, and then you can start. So as we see for a band 9, your ideas must be relevant and pertinent, completely fully extended and well supported. Now as we go down all parts of the prompt, maybe it's not explored as completely as a band 9, but still we want a clear, well-developed position. Ideas are relevant, well extended and supported. And as we go down, you will see the less detail that you include, your band score for task response goes down. So if your ideas are too general and there's a lack of precision and focus in your supporting ideas, so you can see, right, as we go down 9, 8, 7, okay, The ideas are still there, but not as developed, not as supported, not as precise, going down, down, down. For a 6, if you don't cover all parts the same, so say you talk about one view more than you talk about a second view, it's not covered as completely as the other view. Okay, and then you've got a position, but it's not as clear or justified, and your main ideas, they're not as clear, the evidence and arguments may not be as good. So task response, basically, it's about the quality of your ideas. Do you address all parts of the question? And as you see, looking at these key words, it's all about how well you present and justify your ideas. Do you introduce the topic sentence, the main idea? Do you explain it, extend it, and do you give a clear, specific example? Okay, so let's have a look. Let's see some examples. So this is a 2-part question. Paying with a credit card is a common habit. Credit cards make it easy to buy now and pay later. Okay. So paying with a credit card. So this first part is the background. Buy now, pay later. So what are some of the problems caused by credit card overuse, and what can be done about these? So you restate the topic. Many people make purchases with credit cards, easy to buy now and pay later. So we've got the key words in there. The problem, well, or as it says, the main problem with this is that it can lead to high levels of personal debt. So we've got a clear, direct answer to question 1. It can lead to high levels of personal debt. What can be done? Well, a possible solution might be for banks to check on customer finances before issuing cards. So we've got a clear, direct introduction. We've got all the key words in. Okay, that is good. Okay, so introduce it. The first paragraph 2 is about what the problem is. So having easy access to credit can lead to a person owing a lot of money. The next sentence, we have to have a progression, so it extends it. What can this mean? Well, some people can spend irresponsibly, as they often take out one card to pay off another card. It's like a circle or a cycle. People take out a new card to pay off the previous card, and they max out on that card, and they take a second card or a third card. So we've got the main idea, we've got the key words in, debt. Okay, then a specific example. A survey showed over 75% admitted to having 2 or more cards and having personal debts of several £1,000s. Okay, good. So to solve this problem, what can be done? Banks should have a database of customers to show who has applied for a card and set a limit on credit for each person. This sharing of information will stop people having multiple cards. And then a specific example, I think this is true. In some countries, they check your finances before they issue you a card. Unlike in England, where you can get a card pretty easily. So we've addressed all the points of the topic. We've answered both the questions clearly, directly, and we've got some specific examples. That's good. So we've got examples, over 250 words, we've got specific examples, we've got 2 main ideas, although easy credit, blah, 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 blah. So in terms of task response, that is pretty good. Go back to the criteria again. So we addressed all parts of the prompt. Cards, personal debt, what's the problem, how can it be solved? We had some good ideas. The ideas were, well, for the first one, the idea was that It's easy to get in debt because people often take one card to pay off a second card. So we introduced, extended, explained with a specific example. The second idea was banks should check the finances before issuing cards, etc., etc. So that would score quite highly on task response. Okay. So let's see a second example. Let me get another one. So this is a discussion essay. Some people think sports people earning large amounts of cash is justified. Others think it's unfair. Discuss both these views. So we've got the key words. Some think it's okay. Some think it's not. The great deal of money people in other important professions. Now that's a good key word there. Great deal more. Okay, so professional athletes and sports people can make a considerable amount when compared to people working in more important jobs. Okay, some people think it's justified, others say it's not. So we have a clear opinion. In my view, if people want to pay to watch sports stars, it's justified, and we'll see why. This essay will discuss sports as entertainment, and some people think there should be a limit on earnings. Okay, so here we go. In my view, we've got main idea. We've got these key words, okay. Living in a free market economy, people are free to spend their money to be entertained as they like, in my opinion. So we're talking about sports people, they're entertainers. We've got a specific example. If you want to pay to see your football team or tennis star, that's up to you. So it's justified because, in a free market economy, if you want to spend, you can spend your money as you wish. It's up to you. So you can see we've got the key words, the key ideas. So the main idea here, in the free market economy, if you want to pay to watch a football team and that football team, the players then get paid a lot of money, that's how it works in capitalism. Then the opposite view, it's unfair. So more worthy occupations, other important professions, those keywords again. In paraphrase, it's unfair. Obvious examples: doctors, nurses, firefighters, etc., whose wages are a pittance. Again, you can see how these keywords are. Okay. Comparing someone whose only skill is kicking a ball is insulting. Okay. State action, because it says give your own opinion. So you can see how we've got all the keywords. We've addressed all the points. Successful sports people earn a lot compared to more useful workers, more important people working in important jobs, more worthy occupations. Some think it's fair, some think it's not. You've got your clear opinion, again, because your opinion must be clear throughout. So, in terms of task response, again, that would work quite well. It addresses all parts of the prompt. Some people think high-earning sports people, it's fair. Others think it's not fair. A clear opinion. I don't think it is unfair. It's a free market economy. If you don't want these people to be paid huge amounts, don't watch them. It's just that simple. We've got the two ideas. Okay, good. All right. So that one would work well too for task response. Okay. So let's take a look at this last essay. So it's another discussion. Both views and give your opinion. History is the most important school subject. Other people think that in today's world other subjects, technology and science, are more important. So again, we have to make note of those key words. Now it's talking about school. So it's not talking about is history more important than science in general. It's talking about specifically subject in school. So we have to make reference to it being taught in school throughout the essay. So history, science, technology, more important. I'm making a comparison in school. Okay. So sentence one, you paraphrase. One of the most important courses, blah, 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 blah. Okay. Clear opinion. In my view, I say both are of equal value for two reasons. As knowledge of the past helps to shape people as citizens. Okay. And how knowledge of technology, and I'll be specifically talking about computer skills, because I've conflated science, and technology into one thing, is vital for all aspects of our lives, etc. Okay, so the main idea here is that history is important and should be taught in school because historical events and awareness of what your country has been through, involved in, helps shape national identity, which in turn is good for shaping us citizens, or citizenship. So that's the main idea there. History should be taught in school because we need to know where we came from. For example, in the UK, history is taught as part of a national curriculum, again linking to those key words. In school, Nazism, ending of slavery, and the foundations of parliamentary democracy are all taught, again in conjunction with classes on citizenship. So you can see there's all these key words here again. So history in school, why is it important? Because it shapes national identity, etc. Okay, so the opposite view, though my own view is they are of equal importance, science and technology are more important. So let me get my little pen out. Okay, knowledge is equally important. Why? For work and modern life. So my idea here, without computer skills, for example, you will find it difficult to get a job unless you're working in construction or working in retail, but even then you might have to use one. And also function in a society, because we use technology and science every day for accessing information, many household devices. If you're not taught about this stuff at school, then it's going to be very difficult for you. And again, those key words, subject and school curriculum. So you can see everything is tied in. Again, that's what I was talking about. So we've addressed both sides. We've got all the key words in. We've got a couple of good ideas. Main idea, we should teach history in school because it shapes national identity and citizenship. Second main idea, however, science and technology in the form of IT skills, because I focused there, because if I didn't, that would be quite hard. So I focused on IT skills because we have to have those for a good job, etc. And then conclusion, you paraphrase exactly the same. So again, we can see how task response works. We've got 300 words, we've paraphrased, we've got a clear opinion that's clear throughout. We've got two ideas that's extended, explained with specific examples. And that's basically it. That's how task response works. So, as I said, it's about the quality of the ideas. So, let's just have a summarize now. So, what does it mean? So, all parts of the question. So, you analyze those keywords. If it asks you to discuss both, you do. If it asks you what's the advantages and the disadvantages, make sure that you talk about those. If it says what's a problem, what's a solution, make sure that you address both parts of the question. Make sure your position is clear. In my view, I agree, I disagree. The problem is, the solution is, the advantages, the disadvantages. Make sure that you have good ideas. They don't have to be interesting, but they have to be supported and extended. Right? The quality of the ideas, as we've seen from these keywords, are vital for a good task response score. So that is basically it. You've got some examples there. I hope that explained things a little bit. And I'll see you in my next video.